Very good morning, students. Today we are going to see the design methodologies in embedded system. Okay. Last class we saw what is mean by a microprocessor, what is microcontroller, what are the difference between them, and then we saw some of the challenges in this embedded system. Okay. Today we are going to see what is the general design methodology which is present in this embedded system. So when you say according to the challenges which is present, first of all, the challenges will be basically on the negotiations or the speech between the client and the requirement. Okay, that is for example, who is the client? Client is a person who needs some platform for a application, right? If you say or an agriculture application, right? When you say agriculture application, so when you say agriculture application, there might be some needed. For example, smart agriculture, without any interruption of any persons. There can be some autonomous monitoring of crops, right? For this application, if you see, there must be need of some specification of hardware, right? So the needs will be given by the client. Okay, what is the actual need in the particular sector is given by the client, and the client requirement has to be fulfilled by the manufacturer. So these are the two conversation will be going between the client and the manufacturer. So the main thing, biggest challenge is to identify the specification requirement from the exact requirement from the client. Okay, so the manufacturer must be in the sense of getting the what is the actual requirement the particular person is having in his mind. So that is very important. So first we have to identify the exact speculation, then we have to find the correct specification which is required. Then we have to see whether the data which will be using for this platform is more perfect, and how can we use this method in a optimized way. Okay, so after these all discussion only, we can go for the manufacturing side itself, right? So it is not it looks like the hardware development is very simple, but behind this hardware development there is lot of process going between the client and the manufacturer. Okay, so now if you see design methodology, okay, design methodology is nothing but a procedure for designing a system, right? System may be a hardware system or whatever, maybe even a system can be your washing machine, your smart TV, or any other applications related to this. So all these comes under this common word called system, right? So in order to design a system, there are a lot of tools also available before building a constructing a big mall or a big house. We can find that there will be a small model will be developed before this, right? The model can be designed through software modules or hardware modules. Nowadays we use software modules to display the how the house is going to be, what will be the interiors, in which elevation the house will be. So these are the things we can all we can see through our software tools, right? So there are a lot of tools available, so, like CAD tools, okay, software engineering tools. We have a lot of compilers to find out how what will be the expected output is going to be before designing. Before directly going before the manufacturing, we can easily identify what will be the actual outcome of the system, and how it is going to be performed. Whether any flaws is there, we can correct in this also, right? So when you see the main thing of the design, first first thing, the main purpose of the design is to have to identify about the performance, right? How the system performs. Okay, second one, it deals with the functionality and user, and third one, it deals with the manufacturing cost, and fourth one, the power consumption, and the last one, the other requirements. Okay, so if you see, for example, before I am designing a product, right, a hardware product, first I must be very keen that the quality of the product must be very good product, in the sense it is not on the outer look, The product of the sense, it is based on the performance of the same. For example, if I'm having a geo modem, internet modem, my modem works very perfectly, means it is based on the performance, right? At the same time, the functional, there must be extra a lot of functional features which will be attracting the user. And third one, at the say, the cost also must be in such a way that it is affordable and can be bought by everyone. And power consumption, right? If you see a geo modem, we can say that it can be working up to 6 to 7 hours. It has been all it will be already, it has a mode called sleep mode, right? Once after a few seconds, if the modem is not used, it will be automatically go to the sleep mode. So these are some of the design aspects which will be increasing the performance of the system. Okay. So next, level of abstraction. So when you say level of abstraction, this block diagram shows the top-down approach. Okay, we are going to follow an top-down approach in this design process, right? First one, we say requirements. Second one, we call it as a specification. Third one, we say the architecture. Next, we go for a component design, and next we use system integration, right? So when you say these are the levels from the top to the bottom, you will be using this, right? From this top to the bottom, for example, I show you. So from this, for example, this requirement, it's not requirement. First, you have to get the requirement. From the requirement, you have to write what is the specification. What is the specification? For example, if I need a computer, right? What you will be do? Otherwise, if I need a computer or a mobile phone, you'll be checking first what are the requirement you needed, right? I need a mobile which has a large amount of battery package. I need a mobile which have a good gaming option. It must not be getting too much heat. Okay, there must be some mobile phone which has a good camera quality. So this is a requirement which we have. So by getting this requirement or this particular requirement, what is the specification available? We have to check, right? After getting the specification, details of the specification, then we go for the architecture design, how the mobile can be, right? Where to place the camera, where to place the sensor, where to place, they will be forming the architecture. Then they go for the component design, right? What are the components can be integrated within this board, right? System integration and component design are go parallelly. Okay, then only we go for the final development of the project. So it is a top down approach from the requirement. If what is the main drawback in this means, if anyone any one approach is gone wrongly or identified wrongly, it will be affecting the whole. If the requirement is wrong, the total all the followed by all the modules will be going wrong, so the end product will be a wrong one, right? The customer client will be asking one requirement and the manufacturer will be giving another requirement. Okay, so it is not in a case. So most of the time, if you want, we have to choose the requirement very perfectly. Then from from the requirement, we have to take each and every step very carefully, so that it is meeting out the client's requirement. Okay. Next one, top down design, right? Already I have said this is a top down design. So starting from the abstract point till the work done, it will be going in a flow. Okay. Next one. Next, we will go for the stepwise refinement, right? Each and every we will be dealing with the what is requirement, okay? How they are going to refine this, okay? So first, before going to this, we must know what is analyze, what is refine, okay? Analyze is nothing but in analyze means we have to check whether this is possible for this design. Okay, for example, a client is asking, my mobile has to fly from here to there. Okay, it is a requirement of the client, but the real engineers, they has to design engineers, they have to identify. You will be asking, my mobile will be must fly from here to here. At the same time, my mobile cost must be within 10,000 rupees you have to manufacture. So the design team will be analyzing the requirement and the characteristic state of the client, and they'll be saying whether it is feasible or not. Okay, in some cases if there is any feasibility or any refine can be done, so the design can be added accordingly. Okay, so first we will be seeing the requirement. Okay, requirement is nothing but very simple thing, just uh, a oral statement taken from the client, right? Okay, so we will be getting different type of customers. Okay, the person will be talking directly with the customers. They will be getting the requirement from in a plain language, that may be a user defined language. Okay, and after getting the requirement, they will be just trying to provide a prototype, right, to the user. So I already said, if I want a home to be built, right, or a mobile to be built, first I will be making a prototype, that is a sample model how your mobile going to be. I will after manufacturing how your mobile, I will be making a sample one, and I will be showing to the customer. So there are two things you have to see in the requirement: functional and non-functional requirement, right? So whenever see functional requirement, it is based on the input and output parameters of the system. How the input is going to be working, how the output you are going. What is mean by non-functional means the other integrated features according to the system. That is, if you take a mobile phone, we can say your power bank, that is your battery, then your size of the mobile, your weight of the mobile, and how much time it takes for your processing, the reliability. There are a lot of things that comes under a non-functional requirement, right? So whenever you give a requirement analysis, you have to give the functional, take the functional requirement as well as non-functional requirements, right? Then this is the requirement form. We have a form, right? Requirement form. It will be given to the client, and the client will be filling what are the needs, right? First we have to see name, what is the purpose of this particular product, what will be its input, what is the output, what is its function, how the performance must be, what will be the expected manufacturing cost, how much power needed. For example, some mobiles we can use 2000 mAh is enough, some mobiles it go for 5000. It is based on the client's record, then the physical size and weight of the mobile. Okay, so this is one example of a GPS moving back requirement. Okay, uh, so if you see, actually in your textbook they have given, that is client need a GPS moving map. Okay, so for that they are getting a requirement. What is the requirement? A moving map must have a position from GPS, paints the map from the local database, right? The normal GPS he needs a GPS moving map where the pointer has to be moving according to our location. At the same time, it has to be stored in the local database. Okay, so first thing, the if you see the functionality, it is for the automotive use, right? So where the person will be using mainly in the roads and landmarks. Then what is the user expectation? It needs a small screen of 400 or 600 where you has three button maximum, okay, and a pop-up menu, right? What about the performance? Map should be scroll smoothly, no more than 1 second power up, lock onto the GPS within 15 seconds. These are the performance given by the client. Okay, client is what about the cost? See, they have given us cost approximately up to uh, a dollar of 30. Okay, so from 120 to as a selling good sold cost of 30, right? So these are the requirement. Like this they will be providing the requirement form filling. See, the size should fit in hand. Okay, should run for 8 hours for on 4 AAA batteries, right? So now see, this is how they have filled the form. Okay, see the power 100 milliwatts, and what is the size. Then see the functions, 5 receivers are there, and what is the input. Input has been given through a power button, two control buttons, right? So this is the requirement form given by get or got from the client. Okay, Now we will be, after getting the requirement, we will be going for the specification, a more prescribed description of the system. That is, we are going for the next level, little more descriptive method. Okay, so which includes the functional and non-functional elements. From this requirement, we have to identify what is functional and non-functional elements, right? So where what is received from GPS, what should be the map data, how the user is going to be interfaced, okay, what is the background operation needed, all these comes under the specification, right? Specification means, we have said, what we got the requirement, it must be in the within the handheld size, its battery must be up to 8 hours. So for these 8 hours, what type of modules can be used inside? Okay, next we go for the architecture design, right? When you say architecture design, the major components of the architecture design is that hardware components and software components. We have two components, right? Because these sides of the system will be working, all the hardware component will be working on the platform of software component, right? So that's how the hardwares are, embedded based systems are made. So first we have to identify what are the hardware components, right? Then we have to identify what are the software components needed for this functional non-functional specifications, right? After identifying that, this is the, they will be going for the architecture diagram. See how they got drawn based on the client requirement: a GPS receiver, a search engine, a renderer, a display, a local database, and a user interface, right? So next, if you see, this is this is the general block diagram. Okay, from this they have now dividing into hardware architecture, software architecture. See the hardware architecture. So hardware architecture, they go deeply. How what is the memory required? How many frames of buffer is needed? What is the processing unit needed? What is the I/O and the panel and this? Okay, so this is the hardware architecture which they have designed. Now they go for the software. The position of the map, which has to be interfaced with the database search. Then it is based on the renderer. Then it is based on the timer, user interface. Then it is formed as a loop, and the output is given to the screen. Right? The output must be in the form of pixels. Okay, that is nothing but images. Right? Renderer is nothing but it is a small component which will be connecting the or database with the other interface components. Right? Okay. So now we have finished the architecture. After finishing the architecture, we will be going for the system integration. Okay. Now after this only, we are going to for the already we have taken hardware and software. What are the thing? From that we will be taking what are the components available, right? From the order which what are the components has to be inserted inside the board. Then afterwards we go for the system integration, where we have to integrate the components. Okay, after this we go for the, after system integration, normally the process is over. In this system integration, they go for the testing process, right? Testing of the functionalities, whether the client what the client functionality has been given is meted by this manufactured product. If it is meted by, then your system is testing is perfectly 100%, your testing is better. If there is some problem, okay, we find some problem in them, then they will be going for a rework and understand, they'll try to find which place the problem has been happened, and try to increase the functionality as per the client's requirement. Okay, thank you.